Hi, everyone. And yeah, I know, I can hear you already. Tim, what are you thinking? We are trying to get our grading done and we're getting ready to leave. Please leave us alone. Duly noted. Having said that, there is a change we want to make you aware of. It's not a huge thing, but we have turned on refinements. It's a new interface for discussion boards and for announcements. We didn't want to do it during the calendar or during the course, obviously. You know, some of your students might freak out if they go into discussions and it's a different interface. So we waited, turned it on last night. So you're going to see this going forward. Your students will definitely see it going forward. So we've made a quick video. Feel free to watch it today, watch it over the vacation, watch it in January when you come back. It's all good. But we just wanted to make this available so you can kind of see, oh, okay, that's what they're talking about with the new discussion board and with the new announcements, okay? The interface is basically the same, so to keep it brief and simple, we're just gonna look at discussion boards. Realize announcements is basically the same thing. All right, so when I click on discussions and start a new discussion, okay, it looks pretty similar, but the one thing I think that you'll notice is you have anonymous discussions. So that is exactly what you think. You now have the ability to create anonymous discussion boards. The default setting is off, meaning it's the exact same that you've always done. Anonymous is off. You'll see the students' names. You'll see the profiles. It's exactly what you've always had. You also have a partial selection, so students can reveal their name and reveal their picture. And you also have a full anonymous, which means the students don't have the ability to turn that on and off. It is hidden, their name and their picture for everybody. Okay, before we go any farther, two very important announcements on this because they could cause problems. Number one is realize if you choose partial or full anonymous, and you see this down at the bottom of the screen actually, you cannot have it be a graded assignment. You also can't do groups, but the big one is you can't grade it. That's actually pretty obvious if you think about it. That kind of defeats the purpose of anonymous if you have the ability to go in and grade them. So you can create an anonymous discussion, whatever you want it to be. You know, if you want students to share personal information, if it's a sensitive topic, if you want honest feedback on something, it'll be anonymous. They can post. You don't have the ability in any way, shape, or form to figure out who it is or to grade it. So be aware of that. Second thing to be aware of, I know none of you would ever think of going in anonymously and saying mean and nasty things about your student, but just in case you were tempted, realize you aren't anonymous, okay? The students will be anonymous. Your name is still there, so you cannot go in and call somebody a ninny pumpkin head or whatever you want to do. Can't do that. It's still going to be attached to your name. Okay, so let's create one discussion board real quickly. There we are. And then let's create a second discussion board, and we'll make this one our anonymous discussion board. And so we're going to go in and say full. And you'll notice, by the way, when we click on graded, we get that error message and it will not let us save, because you can't have anonymous and graded. So I've got to turn that off, and then I can click on save and it allows me to save. Okay, and right off the bat, you notice a couple of things. We're saving this. You see that it looks a little bit different. You do see those tags next to my name of author and teacher. Author means that I'm the person that created the discussion board. Teacher means that I'm a teacher or the teacher of the class. Those just there because a lot of times students, you know, if it's a long discussion board, they want to see what the teachers posted. They kind of feel that those are the most important, or they may be looking for those. So it just makes it stand out a little bit in a long discussion board. All right, so let's go look at this from the student perspective. And this is where you may see a little more of a change. So let's look at our first discussion board. And when I click on reply, it's just offset here, so it's a little bit cleaner. You have the ability then to type. You can attach a file if you want, and then click on reply, and it's posted. Okay? Not a huge change. One thing you'll notice up at the top, though, that can be helpful is you have that toolbar where you can search either by keywords or by who the author is. You can search for, or you can turn off either all postings or just unread postings. And you can also sort oldest to newest or newest to oldest on the replies. Okay? Where you may see the biggest difference here, and your students will definitely notice this, is when you actually go to reply to someone other than the initial posting, you're now going to see this pop-up window here for them to reply. So it kind of puts everything in one area. They can see the initial postings. They can type theirs in. They can attach. There's a little bit of functionality up here as well. Okay, and when they're done, they can click on reply and then close it, and you'll kind of see, okay, here's all the replies that are posted to this right here. Okay, so again, that's nothing huge, but it's a little bit different interface. You can tell your students about that. One other thing we want to make you aware of that's on here, because it is a brand new function that hopefully is helpful. I mean, hopefully you don't have to use it, but hopefully it's helpful. And that is there's actually the ability now to report abuse. So if there's something wrong with Zippy, and again, you want to stress your students, it's not just that I don't like the opinion or that I disagree, but it's actual abuse, I can go here and click on report. All right. Again, they're trying to stress this isn't just because you don't like it, but it's actually because it's inappropriate, it's offensive, it's abusive, it's spam, whatever it is. So I click one of these and then I would click on submit. Notice it says right here, it's going to your teacher for review and you cannot undo it. So I know I'm repeating myself, but stress that to your students. And once they've done that, you'll be notified that it's happened. They cannot unreport it, so it's tagged there permanently. The posting still stays up, but you have now been notified of it, and you have the ability to go in, to look at it, to decide how to handle it, and to decide to delete the posting if you need to. Okay? So again, that's something that's there. Hopefully you don't need it, and certainly hopefully it doesn't get out of hand, but you can kind of let students know that that function is there if it's needed at any point in time. All right? So the last thing to do is to go in and look at the anonymous discussion board, just so you see how that works. It does tell you right up at the top that it's anonymous. So Zippy's going to go in. You'll notice it says replying as anonymous as opposed to replying as Zippy. I type in my response to the embarrassing question or whatever it is, and I click on reply. And now notice when I, as the instructor, go to look at Zippy's posting, I don't see the name there. I just see the anonymous and the avatar there, and I see the posting there, but I cannot figure out, and I don't have the ability to determine who it's from. So that would be what an anonymous discussion board looks like. Okay, so again, that's our quick overview. There's a few functions there. As always, if you've got any questions at all, let us know. More importantly, if we don't talk to you between now and then, hope you guys have a great vacation. Come back recharged and ready to go in January. And if you're listening to this in January because you listened to my advice and ignored this and waited till then to hear it, hope you had a great holidays. We'll talk to y'all later.